Hello and welcome to the Crypto Day Morning for today's date, Tuesday, the 2nd of October, 2018. My name is Derek. All trades, bets of the like within one's own risk reward, and there is not much going on. Within the daily term of Bitcoin, this is the fourth day in which it is hanging in there above the 18 average of lows and below the 18 of highs, and what has been a very sideways, a choppy, boring market to say the least. So there's not much more to go over until something decent happens. It's either got to have a significant break, either above the 18 highs and getting above 68, or getting below the 18 lows at around 63 and change. But obviously, if it does such and it has another test, it'll be about the 8th, ninth, or 10th time there'll be a decent chance we're going to be going lower, which every single time Bitcoin has went down to the low 6,000s, high 5,000s, it has been support. So let's move on to a few alts. And there hasn't been many trades for me. I haven't made a trade in over 12 hours ago. It would be this CLOAK coin, which was a buy order as the market broke out, and I had some sales above the higher level, so now it's just buying those coins back. You could call this a double bottom, but it's a nice little pattern where you have a noticeable downtrend. Band flattens out, you establish a level of resistance. You come back to the band, spend several periods or days within such. And from recent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 periods showing strength amongst the 18 average of highs, had its breakout above that point. Now it's back to where it came from. Take a look at this on a single hour. It goes up instantly. That's what these things do. And in this case, you have a situation going from 34,000 Satoshi up to 46. 30% move really fast. And if it was 46 then, 38 now, well, that's a differential of about 8 on 46, so it's down over 16% just from this high. So decent volatility overall, though the volatility is pretty poor. Other coins that I've been trading, we got Red coin, and amongst this on the daily chart, there was a continuous downtrend from the highs in June, and even that in the April Fool's high rallies, or the ones from early May, straight down from over 100 to that of about 30, so losing, I guess you lose a mere 70%, which in many coins have done worse than that. I'm not sarcastic when I say mere. The resistance hit this line, and then again, or the price action found resistance within this line, and then again. So basically a successful move, at least for this leg higher, because it hit this resistance and the 18 never gave in. It showed some weakness around the 22nd of September, but it obviously didn't go down lower, breaking it above this resistance from 53, making it up to 82. So there's a gain of over 50% from that point. And it's, again, given the gains back. When you look at this on a single hour term time frame, these lines for me represent buy orders and sell orders, or singular, there's only one order, but it represents my lowest sell order. So I have a sell order at 76, I'd have one at 80, at 84, then I think it goes up to like 89, meaning the basis point goes up 5. So a buy order at 60, 56, then 53, then 50, so it goes down every 3 points below that. And even though it hit the 60 at the 7 a.m. timestamp, or the 6 a.m. timestamp rather, I didn't get in. I put that buy order in a couple of days ago because that was from one of these sales in here. So I'm just getting the buyback, but did not get my turn in line, because if, say for example, there's 1 million units on a buy order or a sell order in a particular spot and you try to add to it, if only 500,000 gets taken, then yours obviously did not. And that's why it's a little frustrating within Bittrex to have situations where orders get removed every 28 days. So you've been waiting in line and You almost get told by some sort of authority figure, hey, by the way, you have to step to the back of the line. Thank you. That's not an appealing thing. I don't get why they remove the orders, but that's what they do. Anyway, it's the only place I know in which it's worth trading, but I do like how this thing is moving. It's got very, very large volume within it. Right now, it's at 646 Bitcoin over the last 24 hours within its trade volume. Two more coins to go over for what I've been trading. The next one is ZEN Cash, and I'm going to show it against Binance Coin. And actually, I'm going to show another one afterwards too that I haven't been trading, but I might get some sell orders in. So anyway, within the horizon, which is what its name would be, spelled with an E rather than of an O, we've had this little move in here, very similar to this here, where it goes nicely to the upside and then back lower. So for me, this enabled sell order, buyback. And it wasn't a very instant one, although it kind of was as far as up and back down. But when you see how fast these moves go, 166 up to 2. So that's a differential of about 35 points, 20% up, and giving it all back. Its overall setup right now, it's been in a very nice sideways movement. And there's not much data. So let's actually show ZEN against Bitcoin, then go with the last two coins. And within such the same sort of deal here as it went from the 244 handle up to the 293. That's about 50-ish or so basis points, a good 20-ish or so percent. And for a long time, it's been in this very big sideways consolidation with support. This current level here between where we are now at the higher end, at the 253 handle, down to about 211, and then you got another range which is this low here at 183. This level here is 140, but it's been mainly a sideways moving choppy long-term chart. Decent amount of higher lows, although has been recently been taken out. You got these lows, this was a lower one, this one, don't know why the color was, or that's just a terrible circle. This one, which has obviously been taken out here. But as far as the strategy, just when it goes up, you're looking to sell. When it goes down, you buy. Try to determine, okay, how much of a percentage move do you want? Meaning, if I sell at 100 basis points, where do you want to buy back? If I buy back at 80, I'm looking for a 20% reduction. If I'm looking to buy back at 70, that of a 30% reduction. Heck, you can go for 50, 60% reductions in many of these coins and be able to pick up successful trades. So if the coins move this choppy, then that's what I like. Now, as far as its analysis within this point, and starting with the analysis of which team is in control, buyers, sellers, and so on and so forth, because markets go up, buyers in control, sellers in control, buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers. So the sellers are the one in control of this market. So sure, yeah, this sellers could continue their turn for significant points lower or significant basis points lower. But I do realize that when this thing is ready to go, that testing some of these areas is totally not out of hand. And the area here, that would be a gain of about 70-80% just to get to this upper point. So overall, its volatility is relatively low compared to other coins, but it's a very beautiful, choppy looking coin. Next up is DGB, which I yesterday added or increased my portfolio size 25% higher by buying at 368, as this has had some beautiful choppy moves as well, or big moves. Last year this went from 87 Satoshi up to 800, falling down to 250. This move here, the April Fool's rally, got up to 520. But then what this did that pretty much no other coins or hardly any other coins did not do. With this one, as it was rolling over from its into May, June, and July, this one here at the end of June did make a higher low of it in the 3.25 area, 300 even, and then rallied up to 673. So it did better than a 100% move, but basically a double up. Has came back to its same area where it came from, and it's just hanging in there. So again, in the situation of whose turn is in control, well, it's the bears. So they could definitely bring this down, and you could test some more levels, and I'll be buying more if it goes down. But when this thing's ready to go and the bulls take over control, you get what I would like to call something like a jailbreak, getting over the 18 average, and then, well, every single decent move. When we take a look at them, this one in here, it started off going down from this low, and then it just went. So the bottom looked like this. Does this look like a good time to buy? It ended up being such. This rally here, the April Fool's rally, was just in this little bit of sideways movement, somewhat closer to what we're having now. This beautiful rally here, the market looked like this beforehand, so it was looking just terrible. But hey, that was an amazing buy opportunity. Even in here, you go from 293 up to 628. Just like the most recent rally it had, better than double its move. But the big one in here, this was a situation when you looked at this market. This was an interesting spot because it was already up a lot, going from like 18, 16, all the way up to 114. So it was already a 10x move. Two very good legs higher. When you include this one in here, going from the top at around 111, and then selling off back down to 60 something. But this is the types of days that I am looking and hoping to get, is this, where you can be able to get so many buys and sells back and forth in a short period of time. If market conditions give this to me, that would be fantastic. And what do we see in here? We see strength amongst the 18 average, and in this case, when it was doing such, it had that tremendous gain. Okay, this video is longer than I thought it was going to be on such a boring day. And then this rally here started on a bottom point like this. Okay, so one quick coin left. It looks like a jailbreak possibility. I'm not going to go over much on it. It is ELF. And we're looking at this against Bitcoin. This has had some pretty decent volatility, to say the least. It's April Fool's rally. Started March 18th from its current price point at 56.45. You rally up here to the level of like 18,000. So 3 to 4x move. But when you go 18,000 back down to 11, decent amount of buybacks, and then extending it further up to 23,000, making it better than a 4x move in total. It's been non-stop down. A few situations where you can get a few scalps, where you have, like in say June, going from under 8,000 to over 12,000. But as I'm looking at this now, this has been a situation where the band has been flat for quite some time and very boring. Okay, green size candle yesterday's session in comparison to the dozen or 10 days before it. And then continuation so far today as price action has gotten above the 18 average of high. So question mark, is this ready to start a decent sized move? Not going to say it's going to make a higher high. After all, we're way up here. But even enough to get like a 40%, 100%, 200%, or 2x, 3x, 4x kind of move. Maybe, but it just shows that this that it looks like they're trying to attempt to get out of jail. Now, it's easier to get out of this jail than all the federal prisons out there, because it's almost impossible to escape jail in real life. And I'm just using that as a term because it's easy to recognize. But whether it'll be successful or not, there's situations where you can look at this as a failed jailbreak. Even this one, yeah. But when you were doing the jailbreak in here, it worked out pretty good. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.